Hello, FPB, and all the poets and blossoms out there, and to all our viewers worldwide. Welcome to our blossoming show, the MEBS, the Mother Eagle Blossom Show. We have today a renowned poet who is also my co-admin in the passion of poetry. He
Hello,
lives in
Helen.
Yeah, how are you, Richard? I'm going to read your bio.
Oh, thank
He
you.
lives in a beautiful British Columbia, Canada, on the shores of Lake Okanagan. He's happily married for 27 years to his beautiful wife, Mary. Their son, Matthew, and his wife, Harleen, live close by with our new grandson Benjamin. He is passionate about writing, spending time with his family, pickleball, and connecting with people. His first published book, Dummy, Helpful and Healing Words, is now in second print and continues to be well received. Through writing, he has experienced healing and have had amazing interactions with others who are on their own healing journey. He tends to write about social issues, and many of his poems deal with human rights. He also has a defective male gene. He hates beer and he is not inclined to watch sports. He does, however, enjoy the good food and wine, a good company, some laughter, and he is a happy camper. During his career, he had worked in communications, banking, human resources, and the financial side of the luxury automotive market. He has also been a volunteer barber for over 16 years. Through volunteering, he had met many amazing people. All have added to his desire to write. Wow, beautiful bio. Nice knowing you, Richard, but I need to know you more.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to getting to know you better as well, Helen.
Yeah. So thank you for your time being my guest today. Now, Richard, can you tell us about your um, published book? Why you entitled it Dummy?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I grew up, unfortunately, in a very abusive home where there was a lot of substance abuse and physical abuse as well, but mostly emotional abuse. And one of the things that my dad had always said throughout my young life is that I was dummy, that I was going to be put into a home for mentally handicapped kids. And so anyway, that kind of stuck with me. And so my book is basically talking about different human issues. So I talk about parenting, I talk about the education system, I talk about positive relationships, negative relationships, I talk about relationships with God and how that can impact people. A lot of times people don't realize that the things that they say that can curse their own children from one generation to the next. And myself, my way of looking at it is that although my father was a difficult parent, that I was reparented through my relationship with God. And as a result of that, I didn't go down the same pathway. So I'm very thankful for that.
So, why is it there's a word healing? Meaning, can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so basically, I think the most important relationship that we have is our relationship with God, and then everything else kind of flows from there. So through that relationship with God, it brought me healing in other areas of my life. And I think that that's something that all of us have an opportunity for that relationship. And you know, your God it's a very personal experience. And I always believed that I had to earn my love from God the same as I had to earn the love from my father. And it wasn't until I realized that, hey, I can't I don't have to earn it. I'm already one of God's children. And once I realized that and accepted that gift, then that changed the direction of my life. But then also many people that I came in contact in my life also helped me along that journey. And I believe that people are put into our life for a purpose. And for me, I failed grade 3, then I failed grade 6, and I had a teacher who took a strong interest in me. And then as a result of that, it changed my direction in my life as to where I was going. So I'm very thankful for that.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that to us. And how did you join the passion of poetry? How did you start? How did you start the passion? Because maybe I was the one comes first than you. You just
Yeah.
entered lately.
Yes. So now, Annette, I had submitted some poetry on the site. And then I think because I'm a fairly interactive person, I was leaving lots of comments and different things. And
Okay.
at first, when she asked me if I would like to be an admin, my reaction was no, I didn't really want to take on that responsibility. But Annette, as you know, can be a very persistent person.
Yes.
And she wore me down, and then I decided to become an admin. And I've enjoyed the experience because I've gotten to know the other administrators like yourself. And
Yes.
it's a really tight-knit group, and I've enjoyed my time with being part of the team.
Of course, because I can see that Annette sees your soul, your kind being. That's why she invited you to be in, because she needs that around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's your
Well, and she's a kind
impression?
soul as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, she's very nice, and I'm just thankful that she has a lot of patience with me. Because sometimes, because of our busy schedule, we cannot be very so much active with a group, with a group chat. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, but my heart is there, and of course I have a contest every other week with Eureka there,
Yeah.
the acrostic poetry, and I love your interaction, because you always give appreciation in every poem that I posted. So I said he's a very nice man. You're really nice. So what is your impression with other, because it's international, we have a lot of countries, poets from other countries there. uh, what is your impression of every nationalities, let's say?
Yeah. Well, for me, I've always kind of been around a lot of multicultural people. I don't know why I've kind of gravitated to that since I was actually very young. In fact, my family is very multicultural. My wife is originally from Hong Kong. Our son Matthew married an Indian girl, and so now they have their grandbaby. So I'm, in a lot of cases, I'm kind of the minority in family gatherings because I'm one of the few Caucasian guys. So,
That's
but
it.
no, I appreciate the multinational community. I think there's always something that we can learn from other people and other cultures. And I think if we take the time to listen, everybody has a story to tell. And I love hearing those stories.
That's true. We love connecting people. That's why we are enjoying there. And I
Yeah.
am also enjoying this, platform that I'm doing right now, interview with people, because it's nice to know people, and it's really nice to be connected with other culture, races,
Yeah.
because we need to be one. So that's it. So who are your close friends there in the admin?
I probably would have to say that you're one of them. I've gotten mostly to know Annette, and because my schedule is probably a little different because of my hours, I
Yes,
haven't
that's
spent
true.
as much time on the chat as I would like. So maybe I haven't quite got to know some of the other admin members as well. But that'll obviously change over time.
That's true. We have different time.
Yeah,
So
because
the time
I'm
difference.
in the evening and you're early in the morning. So
Yes, that's true. It's really hard because now
yeah,
it's like so early here and then it's afternoon in yours. And I was wrong last night. I was thinking that it's your Thursday already, but it's
yeah,
Wednesday in there. So there's we should have to adjust. And I learned a lot of time difference from because of this interview. I learned a lot of time difference between
yeah.
Philippines to other nations.
Oh, I should mention as well that I had an opportunity to read Dennis's book, and then he asked me to write a review for him. So that was kind of a cool experience.
Yes, yeah, Dennis is so nice. And I am going to invite also Dennis here because when you were not there, every time that I need to ask some questions, example, I was not able to be in the chat group, I always ask Dennis because he's very accommodating.
Yeah,
Yeah, he helped me a lot with
yeah,
regards with our anthology book. I was asking him what they are doing, how they uh, choose the poets because we need to choose poets.
yeah.
So
No,
I
I'm
guess
looking forward to it coming out,
yes,
and I was honored that they have some of my poetry will be in there with yours, of course, and the team. So
that's
so
true.
tell me a little bit about your channel. Like, what made you get started with doing your own channel?
Actually, at first, I am having a group that I am the founder, the Filipino Poets and Blossoms. And during there is 1 month occasion we are celebrating our language, the importance of our language. We call that Buwan ng Wika. So there are a lot of activities, and I was so overwhelmed with the help of the administrators and moderators to make things possible. So I was thinking that I need to interview locally the Filipinos only. So I interviewed like more than 30 people because I have a lot of moderators and administrators. So I interviewed them and also those people, even they are not an administrator or a moderators. I interviewed them, those who are, very active, and I can see that I can bring them, their voice needs to be heard. So that's it. So after them, because there are a lot that they are not also, we cannot invite all because they are not comfortable with interviews. I said I want to go international. I said. So for me it was hard, it was difficult at start because to start it because you know I'm not I don't speak English much, only writing. So I said I really pray for this, that I could be able to connect through this platform. But I feel that it works. There are a
Yeah,
lot
your
of
English is very
appreciation.
good. Yeah, but your
Yes.
English is excellent.
I was having really a problem, but if I am about to, if I have fear not to start because I am not perfect. I can't speak English maybe fluently, then I cannot start. When will I start? So I need to start because people who have the same spirits, the same hearts, they can understand. The logic there is the content of the interview.
Mm.
Yes, that's it. I hope I answered it well. You're satisfied.
You did. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So I can see that you're so dedicated. Do you have other group other than passion of poetry?
Yeah, so I have the Inspired Poetry Project, and I just literally started that group a little over a week ago. So it's a very new group. And so now I understand why having administrators is so important, because right now I'm doing it
Yes.
myself, and the site has kind of really taken off right away. And with the site, I'm doing it slightly differently. I'm being quite selective in terms of which poems are being put
Yes.
on the
Yes.
site.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what I'm hoping to do is to have it as a place where people can kind of come and hone their craft. So just to kind of push them to go a little bit
That's
further, really think about what they're writing about and how they're choosing to express themselves. And we've got some
yes.
really good poets, and we're getting some really good interaction within the group.
Yes. And now you can invite people to your group. It's your time.
Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm, so I'm going to be, as time goes on, I'll be definitely looking for administrators. I know you've got a full plate, so I'm not gonna
It's
add
okay. It's
anything to.
okay. It's okay. This is time to connect with people, with
Yeah.
poets out there. So, what's the group again? Can you invite me there?
Yes, actually, I have invited you, but in your busy day, you probably haven't seen the invite, but there is an
That's true.
invite.
There were a lot of invitation that
Yeah,
I did not accept. Maybe I'll check. I review
yeah,
because this poetry also, we cannot deny that it also consumes our time.
yeah. No,
And
I mean, it's definitely a commitment for sure. And anyway, the
yeah,
site is called the Inspired Poetry Project.
I see. Okay, I'll try after this.
Okay, I'll just send you another invite. That's all. Don't worry.
Okay.
But you'll recognize a lot of your friends are probably on the site already. So I'm sure
Maybe
you'll know
I
some
have
people
to
there.
bring your site to the Filipino Poets and Blossoms because I don't want that they are stuck on our group. I want them to be exposed to the world. So I am bringing them to other groups also. So
Great.
we have to be open to each other, especially group to group, because
Mhm.
we need help. Groups need group. I mean, poets need poets,
Yes. I mean, what's the
right?
purpose of writing if somebody isn't reading, right?
Yeah, we need each other. Poets really need other poets to encourage, to help them. So
Mhm.
there's no other one who believe in poetry than poets. There's no other one who is interested to buy books than poets. So we have to unite.
Sure.
So do you have a poem there that very important? Have you prepared a poem? Please, can you read that?
Yeah, I've prepared a few, and the first one I'll read. It's dealing a little bit, or I shouldn't say a little bit, but it's dealing with addiction, and I called it Never Never Land. So here I go.
Yeah.
Hey, Never Never Land. Sad broken boy, when will you become a man? You try flying high, wishing you were Peter Pan. But you don't understand the stuff you put in your veins is taking you to a never, never land. That pain you hold, you'll never, never escape with needles, pills, or vape. You're giving up bits of yourself, and the hook is happy to take. On wobbly legs, you walk the plank, and the crocodile is wide awake. No more Never Never Land trip. Sorry, one more Never Never Land trip could mean never again being free. That place you travel to, it won't help you to truly see. The real trip is facing your misery. You can't mine your silver while floating in the clouds above your history. In the world you travel to, the monsters are real. The power they yield is making you not feel. I know that numbness has its own appeal. Still, I wish I could show you you've made a bad deal. Your soul is being dined on, and the demons are enjoying the meal. Seek God's help. He has a plan. He can heal the boy and the man. Things can be better than being a pretend Peter Pan. Choose the great escape from Never Never Land. You are meant to inhabit a promised land. It's your choice. Leave your burden at the cross. Take Jesus's hand.
That's wonderful, beautiful, very inspiring. So that means always God's plan is perfect for us.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
it, so this one is someone who's actually close to us, that is very talented, but dealing with addictions and kind of going back and forth. So this is kind of something that I wrote to him, and I was hoping that that it resonated with him, but I thought that I would share it.
Yes, very nice sharing. So that is, a kind of poem that has to be supposed to be read by many.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
helps
now
our spirit.
now you must have a poem that you are very fond of.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite poem?
Actually, I really have a favorite one, but then I don't know, because I love to read it over and over again, but it is not the one that I am preparing now, because maybe our viewers have read it so many times. So I tried to choose another one, but I will send that poem to you in your messenger. That's really my
Yes,
favorite.
I would love
Yeah,
to see
but
it.
I will read another one, because many times in the interview I read that poem, because it's a kind of empowering people, empowering women. So now I'm going to read another. I don't know if you're able to read it, because I posted this in the Passion of Poetry. The title is Scratch. I will read it now.
Okay.
I started from scratch. One would mind me not. Yes, I was just a nobody. I had proven nothing in me. Yet I found ways to denote better. I opened myself to learn and share. Untruthful thoughts, I deviated myself. It wouldn't help in my call for progress. I kept writing from my simplistic heart. I struggled, but never I halted because of love. Selfishness was never a piece I loved to pick. I waltzed with a vision of my ink's magic. I learned from friends with minds so broad. Never I skipped my duty behind my heavy load. I wanted to taste the pinnacle of my being. No negativity burdens me to flap my wings. Pains entwined me, yet with all my might I soar. They embedded to strengthen my sincerest core. When I thought of quitting, those hardships abound. I diverted my thoughts for my eventuality to sprout. I delved into finding ways to heal where I bruised. I told myself I could make it by my road. Never I mind my dreams far from truth latitude. Every time I fell, I rose. I learned in plenitude. Oh, please stop these tears raining on my face. Was it because of blues or the triumphs I cherished? Have you forgotten my profound and intense strength? Exceptional it was, to my confidence it blends. Only my faith was my powerful armament and tool to execute all those arduous steps to be possible. I have thrown those pains to the verdant bashes. I don't want any more to hold those and reminisce. I give worth and value the crown unseen on my head. I am gleaming existence in flamboyant being guided. I am now trying to hush and calm my dexterous pen. as at this moment, my paper is starting to dampen. My plight looked like treading my steps into a thin stream. Paper can't even handle the catastrophes I am scratching. That's it. Thank you.
No, and that's a very empowering piece, and it certainly shows a journey that you've been on. And I admire your positivity.
We need to be positive, because if we are wrapped with negativities, nothing will happen good in our lives.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So that's it. So it's a very wonderful discussion with you. Every guest here, I really give importance that it gives my soul a fresh, a fresh breath. I brought your voices to the world. So very important, every individual. That's why when I have time, I really, double time. If I can interview now, I can interview in the evening, because tomorrow will not is never a promise. We do not know what happened tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow. So that's it. I really take time. So Richard, do you have a book that you're having a book, right? So it's being received by positive response by people. So you can promote your book.
Oh, thank you.
Here.
Well,
Yeah.
here's my book.
That's
And
it. That's
and then I
very
even
nice.
won an award for through the indie book people, so that was a nice honor. So I'm very thankful for that. And I'll read you another poem. It's not from the book, but just to a little bit more lighthearted.
Yes, please. You wanna read? Okay.
Yes, if I can. So I titled this one, "Where Do Poets Go?" I went to the places where the poets all go. There were so many rhymes, the going was slow. The sky had fluffy clouds reminding me of snow. The ground verdant green had an emerald-like glow. Metaphorically speaking, under rocks I was peeking to find fabled lions who were brave and not weaklings. Instead, I found several innuendos and puns, but much better, I suppose, than violence and guns. Some places were tidy, conforming and glad. Other doorways were darkened, still good triumphed over bad. There were sunsets and storms, silver linings and things, knights on white horses, clever dragons with wings. Romance of the ages, passion reigned supreme. Some had hidden messages, only their lovers had seen. Spaces and pauses with inspiration in between. Some possessed erotic images, extremely sexy but not obscene. So many places I ventured, some far and some near, poets traveling on thoughts, moonbeams, and tears. I listened intently so that I might hear gifts of imagination, the wisdom of years. Nothing is impossible when expressed with a pen, the ultimate do-over. We can go back once again, or live another's life, prince, pauper, or queen, a hero or villain, a kind person or mean. So let us all travel to where poets go, travel quickly or choose a journey more slow. Bring along heartstrings, they will surely be played. Meet Shakespeare and Keats and many others who stayed. Add your own verses, immortality gained. Thoughts on white paper, beautifully stained.
Wow, that's beautiful. What a lovely journey. It's very nice, because you're traveling to, I feel that you're traveling to a poetry land where there are, yeah. So very nice. And I love the rhyming.
Thank you.
It seems that it's a music to my ears. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah. And one of the things, being a poet, I've said to my wife before that I feel like I've lived many lives, because whenever we write, we're able to put ourselves into other people's shoes and experience life from their perspective. So it does at times feel like I've lived several lifetimes.
That's true. That's true. So you really give enlightenment to other people who are watching us now, because you have you have all the kindness in your heart to share, your faith to share with your poetry. So what else are you doing right now in order to make yourself busy other than
Uh,
poetry?
Other than poetry, I play a lot of sports. So I coach and play pickleball. I don't know. Do you know what
Yeah,
pickleball is?
yeah, you mentioned that. I do not know. You mentioned
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well,
It's
there's
even hard
probably a
for
lot of
me
people.
to pronounce it. What is
Yeah.
this? What is
Well, just
that?
think of like a pickle, like a pickle. You're in a pickle, so it's called pickleball. And apparently, the way that the name came about was the person who invented pickleball, which was back in the 60s. He had a dog named Pickle, and he decided to call it pickleball.
Pickleball. I said,
Yeah,
what is this?
yeah. But it's played on a badminton-sized court, and you use a round wiffle ball, and you have a paddle instead of a racket, so it doesn't have strings. But if
I
you go
see.
online and do a Google search for
I will
pickleball,
check. I will check. I will
and have
check.
a look at it, and then maybe you can introduce it to the Philippines if it's not popular there already.
Really? I'll try. I'll try. I'll check. That
Yeah,
seems very interesting. And how
yeah.
about being a camper? You said that you have passion in camping.
Oh, camping?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a camper.
Oh, it was wrong. But it shows there. A happy camper. What does that mean?
Oh,
Maybe I
oh
was
no, no.
wrong.
It's just a saying. So it just means that I'm happy when I'm doing certain thing. But
I
I'm not
see.
okay. So it's
Sorry to
a
imagine. I
colloquial term. Like,
misunderstood it. I said,
yeah,
maybe he's enjoying in camping, a happy camper.
yeah. It just means that
Yeah,
I'm a happy person when I'm around
I
people that I
see. Now
care
I
about. Yeah.
learned.
It's just
A
a
happy
silly saying.
camper.
Yeah.
So now you're enjoying with your family, especially to your grandson, your cute grandson that you want to share to the world how cute he is. What is his name?
Benjamin.
Ah, yeah, Benjamin. Very nice
Yeah.
name. So
Yeah.
yeah. Can you tell about Benjamin?
Yeah. Well, because of COVID, we didn't get to see him as much as we wanted to, because I think with Matthew and Harleen are just new parents, so they're very cautious. They didn't want him to get COVID, which is certainly understandable. But now we're starting to have Sunday dinners, and we get to see him, and he's starting to lift himself up and beginning to crawl, and he's just a really cute little guy. And of course, he's the most beautiful grandbaby in the world, unless, of course, I'm talking to you, and then yours are the most beautiful in the world.
A proud grandfather.
Yeah,
He actually made the family more closer.
yeah,
He's an angel of the family.
yeah. And he certainly is getting a lot of attention. And my wife's mom moved in with us earlier this year, and she's 91 years old. And it's so nice for her to be able to spend time and see Benjamin as well. You know, so she's like the great great grandmother.
Wow, I can relate the feeling. So congratulations for
Thank you.
having Benjamin in your family. So do you have plan to publish another book?
I do. I'm actually wanting to. It's going to be called Colorful People, and it's going to be a combination of a adult coloring book and poetry. Because I think that if people are part of the artistic process, then they become more involved in it. So, and it's also a great mindfulness activity. You know, so to be able to just not think about things. So I think when we were kids and we were coloring, how we could do that for hours and be very relaxed and enjoy it. And then as adults, I think we need to do some simple things and not be worried about all of our problems.
So may I ask what is more important for you, to have just 5 books or to have 100 certificates?
It might sound like a strange thing, because I think I'm an introvert by nature, so I typically don't like a lot of attention on me. So
Yeah,
so
that's obviously you
certificates
love.
are, it's very nice. But I'm not one to kind of say, hey, I've got these certificates, or
That's true, because I am just bringing you that question because I want also people to be aware that when we write poems, we need not to be. We write because we love. It is our passion, not because of the certificates that we are
yeah.
going to have. Yeah, it is not actually a competition. It's expressing yourself.
Yeah, and it's nice when people show appreciation in that way. So I know that being on a site, it's nice when somebody recognizes and appreciates your words, and that's
That's
for
true.
me, even if somebody leaves a comment and they put some thought into what it is that they're saying, or they make an observation about something that you wrote. To me, that is really important, because what you're looking for is that interaction and that connection, and
Yes.
to have a meeting of the minds. And even if somebody doesn't understand it, if they say, hey, I don't understand this, and then you have a conversation about it, to me, that's the thing that interests me.
That's true. That is important because when we are appreciated or we are being interacted by other people, when we post our poetry, it seems that we are being fueled, we are being inspired, we are delighted because of their appreciation. So it's very important to interact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
So this is I am happy with this conversation, and I am so glad to more to know you more deeper. And I just realized, because when you open your cam, it's my very first time to see you. So yeah, that's the thrill of this platform.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you
Yeah, well,
have.
hopefully I didn't
Yeah.
scare you too badly.
No, you're such a good spirit. So it's very it gives me positive vibe to have
Yeah.
you.
And then I learned something today. I didn't realize that you had so many children, and then now so many grandchildren. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, because I haven't shared you that. So some of my close friends already know that. Yeah, and we are a big family. Try to imagine 6 grandchildren and 5 kids. It's very it's a very big family.
Yeah. Well, we only have one son, and then now I'm going to have to tell him that, hey, I want 6 grandchildren. So he's going to have to get to work.
So that's it. That's the logic there. So
Yeah.
do you have something to ask me?
Well, I would say that, so your group as well. So you not only have the show, but you also have your own website. There's or I should say, not website, venue for Philippine poets originally, I guess. So how did you move from being your country people and then to becoming an international platform?
Because actually, Richard, when I started poetry, it's very funny to tell you that I thought I was the only poet in the Philippines. Yeah, I was thinking I was exposed in an international arena at first. I it's really hard for me to find people in the Philippines. So that's why when someone invited me for to become a moderator in an event. It's like a festival. It was an Uzbekistan festival, and I was invited by Dr. Shamanas from the Progressive Literary and Cultural Society, where I met Annette there. But I was already long time there in poetry with different groups. So Shamanas, and other friend of mine, Miss Na, asked me to group Filipino poets to how to um, share their poems to anthology. It was so difficult for me because I didn't even know one. I know Eureka, the one we have in the pub, Eureka. So I
Yeah.
invited her to join there. I know Eureka because we were having the same column of poetry in a newspaper in UAE, in Dubai. So she's the only one that I know. Then I invited her, and then because we became friends, I became friend with Annette because of the meetings prior to the festival. Then we became friends, and then when when she started, or in a year, or not less than a year, she invited me to the Passion of Poetry. So I found Filipina poets there. I found Filipinos there. I started to make friends with them because I'm happy that I found them.
Mhm.
So I said I need to gather them in order to have we can call our shelter in the Filipino because we are being scattered around. So that's why. So when I established the Filipino Poets and Blossom, it was not difficult for me to go international
Yeah.
because
But
I
you
have
also have
already
a book.
friends.
You also have a book coming out, I understand. Like, when is your book going to be released?
Very soon actually. That's an anthology book, and we also have you contributed your poem there because it's open.
Yeah. No,
That's nice.
you already, that was a while ago. So, but yes, I think you, I have about 3 of my poems that you liked, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's very nice because we are not getting it exclusive for the Filipinos, but we invited international poets also. So it's healing also. It's a kind of healing also because the title itself is, saving the world one poem at a time. So we're going to save the world by our thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, by being a poet. So what we can give to the world, what we can contribute as a poet. So it will be so soon. It will be so soon. Maybe not less than a month.
Oh, wow. So that you must be very excited.
I am so excited, and I am happy because it was not me who conceptualized that book. It was Eureka and her team. She has a team because I don't mind people because in that platform, in the Filipino, I allow all the Filipino who will conceptualize a contest. They are free because I know me alone can manage the the what I mean. It's really hard to manage this group. I was creating the group. I was thinking that it is only for few people, but I cannot control. It's getting bigger because some are inviting their friends to
Yeah.
get to be in. So I cannot control. I cannot say please don't invite. I don't want it to make a huge one because it's really hard to manage also. I understand that because we have things to do, and administrators, we cannot force them to focus because they also have things to do. So
Yeah.
so that's it. So I hope you got me why I am doing Filipino and then go to international. I'm even comfortable also to international because I started in an international arena.
Anyway, you're a lovely soul, and I thank you for asking me as a guest. And I've enjoyed spending some time with you.
Yeah, I love this interview with you, and it is my very great pleasure to have you in our show. This is Filipino Poets and Blossom Show. This is only a segment of the Filipino Poets and Blossom Show, the Mother Eagle Blossom Show. So I am doing this for the Filipino poets to be proud, also to know more about international poets. So I know that they can learn a lot from this interview, and also not only limited to the Filipino poets, but also to the international poets, and even not a poet. They can learn from it. So thank you so much, Richard. And I am so happy to, to be in conversation with you today. And I hope I'm not taking so much of your time.
No worries at all. Glad to spend time with you. Anyway, I'll say goodbye. And again,
Yeah.
thank you very much. You're awesome. And I'll look forward to listening to more of your shows.
Thank you so much. Thank you. After this, I will be uploading it and I will send you the link.
Oh,
And
thank you.
again, God bless you and your family.
You as well. Okay,
Regards to
bye-bye.
your wife, your son, and his wife, and of course, Benjamin.
Thank you. Okay, take care.
Bye, Richard. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.